since 1636. We have answered the call. The times have changed, but our commitment to Wisconsin remains the same. Find out how you can serve in your local community today.
Tell me that it's not my fault. Sleep all day, wide awake when the night falls. That I don't know who I'm supposed to be. Just be yourself. The fuck is that supposed to mean? Told you that I'd stay in touch, but things changing these days. I don't get out much, and I'm sorry that I've not been there. Just things are tough, please don't tell me I don't fucking care. Tell you I'm fine, push it aside, you think that you know me. I know I'm complacent, you'll find a replacement. If you need anything, I'll be wasting away in the basement.
Hey man, I'm sick of trying to track you down all the time. Get back to me when I'm done, alright?
All right. An insane second map coming through. Sadly, we did have a little bit of a crash coming through at the end there. Our observer's computer basically decided it wanted a vacation, but luckily we are back up. Also, excuse me. But a recap for what happened in the final round that you guys missed. It was the 15-14 scoreline Pittsburgh. They decided to take it up banana once again, and they won all the opening duels. It ended up being a 4v1 with Rob being the last player alive for the side of KSU. He managed to get one kill and then finally dropped, and that is what brought us to the 16-14 scoreline. But now 2-0 up in the best of 5 now is Pittsburgh, and they are looking very strong.
I mean, I might even say that they're looking unstoppable right now. I mean, granted, I think last map was a tale of two Pittsburghs. It was the incredible Pittsburgh in the opening half, and then it was the Pittsburgh in the first half of the second half, and then we were back to the incredible Pittsburgh in the opening half for the second half of the second half. As weird as that is to say, but it really was. It was like, I don't know, Pittsburgh players just elected to go take a little bit of a break in those opening couple rounds, then eventually were able to make the correct adjustments in order to get back into it. And it really put them over the edge. So it was tough, but still a victory nonetheless, and win is a win.
Yeah, and honestly, with because I wanted to talk about that save that they decided to take, letting Pittsburgh get to match point. Is that honestly, I wanted them to go for the win there instead of the overtime, because even if they get to overtime, I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh win it there too, because they've learned how to dismantle their CT holds at that point, and they were so much better on their CT side. So I think, either way you cut it, Pittsburgh, they just looked like the stronger team there. They did go missing in the server for a little bit, but luckily they woke up just when they needed it and were able to take it to that 16-14. And now the worrying thing for KSU is next map is Overpass, which more importantly is the pick of Pittsburgh. That is another Pittsburgh pick. Or excuse me, no, that's a KS. Is that a KSU pick? It is a KSU pick.
KSU
Sorry.
pick.
So let me change that story real quick. That's actually the silver lining for KSU. They get to go to their own pick. But once again, it's the question of, well, they lost their first map pick. This is their secondary pick. Do they have anything on Overpass that is really going to elevate them above Pittsburgh, or are Pittsburgh once again going to be running away and looking really solid, especially with the fact that Pittsburgh, they're starting on CT side, the side that they've looked amazing on yet again. In fact, they're starting on CT side for all of the first 4 maps. If they end up not winning Overpass, then they're on CT again on Vertigo. So Pittsburgh, they're in a great position.
I will say that, granted, on Vertigo, I don't know if CT is the best start either way. That's more of a toss-up, but clearly getting the advantageous position in the first 3 maps, starting out Mirage CT, starting out Inferno CT, and starting out Overpass CT. So that T-sided start for KSU, we talked about how it was an omen. It turned out to be a bad one for them as they are dropped on their own map pick, or rather against the odds. The Inferno pick was Pittsburgh's. It was Mirage that was KSU's map pick. Just getting a little bit confused there. My apologies. All of that to say, though, Colin, we are now at grand final point. I mean, this is $500, our HyperX gear as well on the line. And I think that at this point, everything's out. There's no holding back. Nobody is saving anything for later. We're there. It's gone all the way, and here we are.
Yeah, no, this is just where we need to see KSU really play as a different team than what they've been playing as, because even when they were ahead in the last map, even when they were really dominating, it felt like it was because Pittsburgh couldn't find the spots they should be finding. We were saying that Pittsburgh, they have a chance to come back if they realize that they need to be using utility in a different way. If they realize that they can exploit Banana, and the second that Pittsburgh did realize that, then they became by far the more dominant team again. So that's my worry for KSU, is that a lot of their winning rounds have been off of the back of misplays from their enemy. So will they be able to instead, start winning rounds off of their own merit, start winning rounds because they are just a solid team against this Pittsburgh squad?
Yeah, it certainly is. It's going to be difficult to kind of move forward, and I think you're right. It is a key to find out where the problems have been, and then try to exploit them. I think that the KSU have been a little slow on their adaptations. We saw Pittsburgh struggle with adaptation there in the latter stages of Inferno, but that was really the only time that I ever felt Pittsburgh were struggling with anything. They have seemed indomitable thus far, and it is, of course, pistol round. And we talked about Pittsburgh starting on the CT side. It looks like it's going to be an A hit as the T's push bathroom.
Yeah, immediately a dink onto Hannercat. That is going to make it a lot more difficult for him to hold this site, but that isn't going to stop him from at least finding one. Zeltoid and Flynn, though, going to double up for 2 kills, taking the site. Perito is in such a strong position to flank. He stops the bomb plant, and that gives him Matchster to find one as well, but he's going to fall, leaving Otter 1v2. And Otter's been amazing on pistols, but it's going to be Zeltoid instead, finding a 4K on this pistol, really stepping up for the side of KSU to open up this map with a round win.
Yeah, great stuff to pick up that victory. And listen, this is where you need to begin the potential. I mean, it'd have to be a reverse sweep at this point to take a grand final victory for KSU. Something I didn't think I would ever be saying after KSU has looked unstoppable throughout this tournament. But they have put the Pittsburgh players on the back foot. They now have to contend with an open B site, I should say, as it was a stack towards A for the time being, or more towards Fountain, but still A side. And Rob could find a couple of easy frags if he is not going. Oh, a labored spray allows for Magister to actually pick up that kill. I don't think it's going to amount to a round victory, but still, good stuff.
Guys, you really got to check that angle. Got to check that angle.
Flash is perfect, too.
Yeah, no, the flash is beautiful, but that is really good team play as one of the players comes through that construction area to support the player in water. So that is exactly what the side of KSU needed, because that round was looking a little bit dangerous. Pittsburgh finding that opening kill down connector, and actually HyperX still finding some more before he falls to the bomb. But luckily KSU, they do clean it up with really, really good team play in that connector, joined by Pittsburgh just deciding not to shoot at a player. Which is always, I would say, a bad choice when it comes to CSGO, just letting a player not die on the enemy team. So my recommendation for the future would be Pittsburgh maybe shoot the enemies.
That's a little bit rough for Pittsburgh. They also have to see the enemies to shoot them, to be fair. So missed the enemy, didn't get the shot off. And what is this purchase? They have elected to buy off the back of that, or at least somewhat buy. HyperX has no money left, but others have saved. I'm all sorts of confused, but a trade does come through. HyperX tagged down with this FAMAS. They're very close by. Spotted out. You should hear them, but only Deltoid very ready for that. This Otter trying to kill onto the flank. So now weapons in hand for everybody, but it doesn't matter if you just stuff the muzzle straight into his mouth. That's what Rob just did. And it's 2-on-3, but what is this round, Colin? Help me.
I'm not quite sure what's going on. Pittsburgh just kind of deciding whether or not they want to retake it. It looks like they've settled on no thanks, maybe another time. And KSU, they're finding 3 rounds up, which was one of the first times that they've really found the lead in the beginning. Pittsburgh, it's the first time they haven't won the CT side pistol in this best of 3. So definitely a much stronger start for KSU than they've had in the previous 2 maps. Now, Pittsburgh, they are going to finally have somewhat of a buy on their hands. They're going to be getting the rifles out, as well as 2 saved over rifles, HyperX with the AK and Puri with that Galil. So this is going to be the first round that they really contend against the side of KSU.
Yeah, and unfortunately, HyperX was bailed out by the fact that his teammate saved over 2 rounds. But look at the speed, the momentum, the aggression coming through. Rob with the opening kill, back with the flashbang for Mild, and he's picking the second one, potentially a third. He picks out the pistol, but that's not quite enough. It's a bit of a blind battle, but Aaron tagged down now, 3-on-3 for the retake. Molotov there, that can force out a player into the position, and that nade could be massive. It doesn't quite find the kill, though. Flynn has 2 health left. Otter and Aaron with 3 to find. I'm not sure why they needed to do that one, but it's still shots finding their mark. Otter now with the one that he's not aware of where Mild is, and Mild picks up the eventual round, but what a change of pace from KSU. They seem to have this map dialed in.
Yeah, I loved that take from KSU, the way they run up through connector and immediately find 2 players just looking the wrong way. That is a beautiful use of utility, beautiful use of basically just flashes and smokes to cut the site in half, give a player a free line directly into the site so they get to isolate those fights. But now Pittsburgh, they've gone for an interesting fight. We do see they've like weirdly forced into this, but Magister hasn't and Otter haven't, and then Parade just has a lot of money on his back because he just, that's the way he is, I guess. But this is just a weird round from the side of Pittsburgh economically, and Magister, he does find 1, so is that what's happening?
The bomb.
What's happening? How is Magister here?
Why is Rob not aware of it either? There's so many questions, and I don't have any answers at all. It seems that we have swapped. Listen, everyone has swapped their positions now. The T's are the CTs, and the CTs the T's. What?
How did Magister get there completely unchecked? How does he find these timings? Magister is insane with his aggression. He just W keys and he finds the bomb by itself in spawn still. Who does that?
He W keys and it works.
It's just Magister things, I guess. But now they got to hold the bomb. The flash is good to get them around the corner. And Delta is good for 2, but Magister taking the fight on himself. Handercat, you got to come over and help, and he does find one. And now it's Panda all alone. If there's anyone who can do it, it's definitely Panda, but instead it's going to be Handercat to find the last. And off the back of one of the weirdest rounds I've seen in a very long time, Pittsburgh are going to find their first in this overpass game.
Yeah, that round, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Despite the fact that all of these players are incredibly skilled, I feel like I was just watching some silver matchmaking right there. That's what it seemed like.
Just weird.
So much disjointedness, and even beyond that, the purchases from Pittsburgh throughout thus far has been so odd. Just no real reason to force in where they have. But well, you don't need to force in when you have 4 kills. Handercat, he's doing it again. Finding absolutely everything off the back of that flashbang. Who threw that flashbang? I didn't even catch it.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it, but it was an insane...
It was Aaron.
Oh,
Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron comes through with the clutch flash, but Handercat, amazing spray control as well. Just immediately spraying down 4 in a spray down. That is pretty much all the bullets hitting their mark there. And now it's a save for the side of KSU. We do see some deagles, I believe. I'm looking at 2 deagles here? No, 1 deagle, and then upgraded pistols of other kinds. But Otter is going to miss the first parade. Will 3. What is happening? What is his name? Where am I? He will find the first drop the molly and try and get away, but they're just pushing through that. Mild does not give a damn about the molly. He wants that rifle, but he is going to fall, actually. I believe that Otter got the leg there, and then the molly just finished him off.
Yeah, actually, really good catch. That is what happened. I didn't catch that initially, but definitely what we saw. Mild does pick up that rifle, but it's not really going to be enough unless he does some heroic work with it. As it is 3-on-4, but the lack of, well, anything other than a couple of pistols and this rifle, 1 flashbang, is a big problem for KSU into this round.
I mean, if there is anyone who can get it done, it is going to be Mild. Mild's been, especially in Mirage, was just absolutely insane. He has slowed down a little bit when it came to Inferno, but he's definitely a player who can make things like this work, and that is a good start. Takes down the first player on site, Aaron, out of the game, but Magister is going to find one of his own. He does take a dink for it, but the kill is better than having a lot of HP, I would say. The bomb going down, though, is going to make this a lot more difficult, especially considering the fact it is planted for bathrooms. There are 2 players here, one of them clearing bathrooms, the other one, Flynn, just hiding, keeping his head down. He doesn't want to get shot from around the corner. Magister, though, if there's anyone who's going to be insanely aggressive and find him, it's going to be him, but instead it's going to be Flynn to find Magister, but Otter, always solid, going to find 2 quick kills on the players, holding the bomb in Pittsburgh. They've already found their 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, off the back of the insanity that was round number 5, or was it round number 6? Yeah, no, round number 5. Pittsburgh able to find up the 3 necessary, and this could be a potential opportunity to tie up the game 4-4. Pittsburgh, AWP out for Otter. No such AWP on KSU, but they look to be playing a bit faster this time around towards B, and unfortunately Aaron is not sure who to shoot. He saw 2, and he was like, uh-oh, which kind of wants to do that.
Decided to just split it right down the middle, see if the bullets would spray wide enough to hit them both. So, sadly, did not go his way. Also, Otter tracked one of his teammates as they came out of connector, and I thought he was about to just TK one of his teammates, and I was like, oh, no, Otter, please don't. Please don't do this to me. I can't handle this right now. Now it's going to be Zeltoid to instead hold the line towards overpass, waiting for someone to maybe get a little bit cheeky and peek him, but no, he's just going to sit there in Monster with his gun out, no one coming his way. The T's are very spread across the map right now, looking for basically anything, for any sort of over-aggression. Otter is going to be faced with probably a terrorist on long soon, just with these solid jump peaks. This man just jumping for the rest of the game. Also, Magister already in Monster, down Monster. This is going to call the rotate off of A, though, and that's the problem is these bombs the nades and the bomb are making their way towards A. Otter misses due to a flash in his face, and that means the bomb plant will be able to go down, but now it's the retake for Pittsburgh, and they've always been solid on these retakes, and Panda getting up close and personal with Otter somehow manages to win that, but he still has 3 more players to find. His teammates, of course, can help out, and that's going to be Flynn finding the first, but Magister is always solid, and he finds 2 already, knows where the third is, and the molly is going to force him off the angle, and it's going to be Puri to go ahead and take him off. Yes, it's Puri now. I'm pretending it's a U instead of an E.
Listen, it's kind of just whatever you want it to be at this point. You know?
Maybe
it's just...
Yeah, maybe it's just like, maybe it's John, and it's just pronounced really weird.
in the eye of the beholder, I say. Quad kill for Magister to tie the game back up. Pittsburgh, they're back in the driver's seat. It is still rifles for KSU. They've had very strong economy, and with the bomb plants consistently coming in, there's really no reason that they can't buy. But Magister continuing the aggression. Otter as well as kills both sides of the map and make that a double for Otter. This one player sitting in the smoke could pick him out, but okay, well, I was gonna say could. He is going to pick him out. Panda does drag up the double kill. It's still a man advantage though for Pittsburgh, despite the fact Magister is tagged incredibly low.
Oh, it's Perry. We talked about this literally day 1 on Friday. Why can't he just be Perry? Why must he make our life difficult? But making the life of KSU difficult is going to be Magister, the man once again. So solid. I mean, he's on 13 going into round 10. Magister's just he's been playing really well this best of 3. He's really showing up for his squad, and it's exactly what they need. I mean, after KSU find 4 unanswered rounds, Pittsburgh is like, okay, sorry about that. We were readjusting our gaming chairs, but we put it in the optimal position, so now we're gonna frag out.
Yeah, maybe KSU need to invest in some gaming socks of their own, as they have been on a drought of rounds. A couple of kills, or a kill, I should say, coming away. That is Perry to fall, but that was a...
Yeah, I thought Otter hit that.
Yeah, that was. I thought for a second, but either way, it is just Panda left in a 1-on-4. Could maybe get up 1, but not to be, as it is. I mean, you're right. I just talking Magister for a moment. He is a player who, if he's popping off, this Pittsburgh side looks unstoppable. I mean, he's the player that I think dropped off the heaviest during that drought of rounds for Pittsburgh in the second half of Inferno, and he's back on it right now, and it's clearly showing why.
Yeah, no, all these Pittsburgh players are looking really, really solid right now. There's not a single one I would say is lacking, at least from what we've seen so far on Overpass. They're all doing their part. They're all getting at least 1 impact frag for every few rounds. And I mean, that's why they just strung together 6 rounds in a row, and they, have no plan of stopping. Now, this round is looking pretty good, at least positionally, for the side of KSU. They have a lot of control all over the map, but can they convert that into a round win? We do have 2 players posted up in bathrooms, really aggressive positioning from them, which could either be amazing for them or be devastating, all depending on if they hit their shots here. And that flash coming around the corner is going to make it difficult. Otter has to back off, but luckily no one actually pushes off of that flash, so they are able to get away with that. Though also, Rob, he could find a lot of space with his position. That does go ahead and give him the information that he is on long, and they're deciding to push behind him. Is he going to be ready for this? Harry is going to be there to go ahead and just gun him down, but the take is happening on B. He's not looking the right way, bud. Why does he take his eyes off of Monster? I don't know, but that means 2 kills for the side of KSU, and it's a 3v3 as the bomb goes down.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Hannercat there. His teammate was watching the other angle, and he just stopped watching his angle, but I guess it doesn't matter when you have fraggers like this. Otter picking up 1, I think Magister got the other, and with that, Flynn, who has had not a bad game, not a bad best of 5 thus far, especially with the double kill. As he's now tagged down, though, it's the it's the defuse that's being stuck, and he can't do anything at all. Or Flynn left into a position where he just has to hope and pray that Pittsburgh don't stick it, and Pittsburgh do.
That's the second time that Otter has just sat there and held a bomb when there was an enemy alive. He's just like, yeah, I don't even want to fight you. I just want to defuse this bomb. If you just let me do that, we can go on our merry way, have a very peaceful day.
Hey friends, I don't mind if you die. I'm just gonna sit here. All right?
Hey teammates, you have fun. Oh wow, the round is so fast. 2 kills for the way of KSU. They take down Hannercat as well, but once again, this is such a fast flank from Perry. He's able to find one, and Otter already finding one of his own. Jesus, Otter is just popping off, and already Magister is in the back, but it's going to be Otter to find the third as well. These Pittsburgh players are playing so amazingly right now. They find 8 rounds. They already win the half. They are the kings of CT side. I mean, they always look a little bit rough when they first switch over to their T side, but you put them on CT side and they just run away with it.
Well, they certainly have been running, and it doesn't look like there is any way that it'll be stopping. As it is, I mean, 4 rounds of deficit. You wouldn't believe, right, that KSU opened this half, or like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you that if you just looked at the game right now. But with that, they are onto a decent purchase. I mean, it's not ideal, but certainly okay. A little bit lacking in the utility for KSU, but enough.
You know, this definitely doesn't feel like KSU were starting off in such a strong fashion with, you know, Pittsburgh literally just rolling forward. You look at the scoreboard, you expect more Pittsburgh get 2 rounds. Maybe KSU wins 1 back. Like, they just sneak a few rounds in there in the middle of this run. But no, it's just been Pittsburgh finding literally 8 rounds unanswered in a row. And honestly, you know, we were talking about how KSU, when they were doing really, really well on Inferno, it was due to Pittsburgh playing really sloppy CS. I'm sitting here and I'm racking my brain on what KSU could do to combat what Pittsburgh are doing right now, and I don't have anything. I don't have a solid answer for them. It's just that Pittsburgh are really solid on their holds. They're fragging out of their minds. I mean, Magister finds a 3 right there. And already it's a 1v3 Panda all alone. He has to find Aaron on the site before he can even think about planting the bomb. And then after that, we have 2 more. And as the smoke fades, Aaron's already staring at his back. I mean, Pittsburgh, they're just playing an amazing game positionally, playing an amazing game with their utility, and playing an amazing game with their aim. I don't know what you do if you are KSU right now.
Well, it is that utility that has been the difference maker. We saw those 3 kills from Magister all had a flash beside it. It was all flash assists to come through. And so it's just been incredible utility overall, specifically with the flashbangs. We saw that quad kill, spray down, and monster all assisted by flashbangs. You know, everything covered off. And I don't even think KSU is really playing this poorly. I mean, they're playing a bit one-dimensionally, but they aren't making humongous mistakes like I think Pittsburgh were when they were really struggling on Inferno. That's not what I'm seeing from KSU. I'm seeing a little bit one-dimensional, but certainly fundamentally solid play that KSU are doing. It's just that individual pop-off from these CTs, it's just been incredible.
Yeah, no, it's just beautiful CS being played by Pittsburgh. They're I mean, they don't even have to really get that. Oh, God, Magister. Oh, okay. This is already. This round's over. All right, it's Rob alone. This is painful. What I was gonna say is it's not even that, you know, they're that like strategically deep right now, Pittsburgh, because you don't need to be strategically deep on CS. They're just playing CS. They're playing CT side. Excuse me, perfectly right now. And oh, there it is, Otter, with the good old auto sniper. Love to see it. He is not going to be... Oh, actually, he is going to be in the perfect position to use this, and he's already going to find 2 through the smoke with the auto. Have we seen an auto in almost every or just every match so far? I mean, we've seen these players going off on these runs and being so confident that they literally just take out these meme guns to the point where we've seen them almost every single game. there's so many blowouts. It's insane. It's insane that this one's such a blowout as well. But also, oh my God, Flynn. He's found. Has he found all 4 so far?
He's found 3, not quite 4. Mild picked up 1. It's just Intercat left, but it's not to be. 11-4 the score line, and I mean, we just look at it like
it's rough.
It's been just an incredible performance thus far, and yeah, all of the KSU players going negative in this game. And these are incredible players. Players who, by the way, not a single over the course of the tournament, not a single one of the KSU players are negative over the course of the tournament. But they're all negative right now. That's how good Pittsburgh's playing.
Yeah, no, I think if if this is the first match you're seeing of this tournament, it doesn't paint the full picture of how dominating KSU have been up to this point. Neither of these teams have dropped a single map. KSU, they didn't drop a single map with, losing more than 6 rounds to the enemy team. They were dominating. They were the only team that was dominating. Even Pittsburgh had close games where they, I believe, went 16-11. So it's insane that they are doing this to such a strong team. Pittsburgh are dismantling KSU. I mean, those are some beautiful shots, and this is definitely a round in favor of KSU, but the question is, can they stop the role that is Pittsburgh? Of course, Pittsburgh are a little weaker on their T side, but okay. Those are quick kills coming out, but it is going to be Panda to find the last 2. In KSU, they find their pistol. This is what they need. They need to find even more, though, if they want to even stand a chance.
I'd be curious to see. I don't know what the stat is, but I think Pittsburgh might have lost all of the pistol rounds in this game. Not 100% sure on that. It's definitely going to be at least both of the Inferno ones, I believe.
It was Pittsburgh won a pistol.
No,
KSU
just one.
Won a pistol on Inferno.
One.
I think first map Pittsburgh may have won both the pistols, and then on this one, KSU have won both.
Did they win
pistols.
both on first? Okay, I could be wrong, but yeah, it's been dominant pistols at least for this game, or this map rather. But yeah, I wonder about that first map. I could be misremembering, but it is. I mean, it's just kind of a traveling circus. This Pittsburgh squad, they all running together, playing together, and hey, it's not bad. It's not bad to strategy.
It definitely is working so far. There's only 2 players alive, and they're just kind of hanging out on the site. That's a dink, but it's not going to be a kill. And Magister, he can go ahead and punish on that, but he is in a dangerous position. He's going to take some damage from that bathroom player. And the flank's already coming up from B. That was a fast round, but a really, really good round from KSU. They really, really smartly just go and flank the side of Pittsburgh. But once again, once Pittsburgh finally have these guns, that's going to be where KSU are in hot water, because KSU, they got 4 rounds in a row, but then Pittsburgh, they started getting rifles and they started getting cheeky with it. But I think the Pittsburgh curse of really, really slowing down when it comes to their T side may come true here. I think if we saw Pittsburgh that was really solid on T side as well, we would see one of the most insane teams. But for now, they are just a C team monster that also happens to play T side.
It's not that they like playing T; it's that they have to continue playing the game. 2 halves, Counter-Strike, and you got to play both of them to a solid level. Right now, Pittsburgh played their CT impeccably, and thus far the same for KSU. That being said, we have a lot left to play, and maybe that's the end of the moment. It's a man advantage. Trash that, a 2-man advantage as Aaron rips off the head of 2 CTs, and it's just Mild. He does have the rifle, a little bit of utility to end with. That does a bit of damage, but not really going to be quite enough. There is just pistols, not really any weaponry recovered, so that makes things a bit easier. But Mild has it all to do.
I was about to say, with the amount of money Mild has, does he stay around for this? He has $0 in the bank. He can save his armor, which is a little bit damaged, so he won't have head armor in the next round, but save over a flash, armor, defuse kit, and a rifle. I definitely think he, not going for this is the right call.
Yeah, I agree with this one. I didn't love the save call in the prior round to give up match point, but I do like that one. But it is the first round of the T-half on the board for Pittsburgh, and based on our last 2 T-halves for Pittsburgh, that's a worrying sign.
Yeah, no, this is... Oh, I mean, they stopped KSU at 2 rounds after the pistol. And if Pittsburgh, if they wake up on this T side, it's over for KSU. It's absolutely over for KSU because, I mean, once again, they have a pretty shoddy economy. After this, they're only going to have 1 round of loss bonus, so they're going to have next to no money. And Pittsburgh, you know, bring out some strong team tactics that we haven't seen them really play with on other maps. It's going to be dangerous, and they're already looking really good in this round. 3 kills, Aaron already found 2. He's going to, or excuse me, that's actually going to be Perry that eventually falls. But 2 players alive, having to retake the B site, it's difficult, and they've already spotted out where Miles is. I'm sure they have an idea of where Panda is since he is the opper. So, you know, this is already looking like Pittsburgh are ready to take home the 3rd map and take home the grand prize. I would love KSU to make me eat those words, but so far, Pittsburgh, they are looking insane.
A couple of uncharacteristic whiff shots from Panda as well, and I think that kind of communicates the mental state of KSU at the moment. They are not in the greatest of mental states right now as they are forced onto pistols. Like you said, money not great. It is fully out for them. Pittsburgh have 5 AKs, and it looks like they're just W-keying over towards the B site.
And I love this W key coming through from KSU. They went and decided to, instead of W keying up, a kind of connector position and actually went through Monster. They could have caught the bomb off, but Magister, once again, the man's ready for anything. He's just going to go ahead and spray down all of those pistols, and that is just really solid stuff from him. KSU, they are being dismantled. They finally have rifles, but they have to battle against... I mean, they can't let their enemy get 2 round wins in the entirety of, you know, whatever they do. And honestly, Pittsburgh, they're looking solid on the T side, which is something that you usually don't say often. They're looking like they actually feel really confident on the T side of Overpass. Sorry, that Magister spray really amused me for a second, but this is a good hold so far from the side of KSU. They find 3 different players all doing their part to go ahead and stop Pittsburgh from finding this site. Aaron, though, in a strong position. It's actually going to be Perry to find one. Aaron finds another, but now Aaron's alone in a 1v2. He should know where at least one of these players are, but he's going to be slowly edging his way over, and Heaven will be able to find the kill. So KSU, they do stop match point, but how long can they keep it up?
20 rounds, and Magister is at 24 kills. It's the sort of performance that he's having, and it has been incredible. Finally, that 3-round burst broken for KSU, or rather for Pittsburgh. KSU breaking the round, but that is still very poor purchase. Not really ideal. Zeltoid onto an XM. I feel like this is kind of like you have to see a crazy shotgun buy from Zeltoid at some point every time he's on the map.
Yeah, at least one map.
We saw one on our first map. I feel like it's kind of just his thing.
And it's proven quite effective, actually. I mean, on Inferno, we got a 2K, and it pretty much gave them the round win in the round he used it there. So, you know, the question is it going to bring a round win to the team this round as well? And he may actually perfectly catch this player moving, and he does. He finds the timing, and he finds the kill, drops the bomb. Zeltoid with the shotgun does it yet again. You have to wonder if maybe he should buy that instead of a rifle because of how solid he is with it. But now with Connor all alone 1v2, he has to find not only the bomb, but whoever is holding the bomb then can plant as well. Good free fire. He gets dinked in the process. The nade may actually finish Zeltoid off. It doesn't, not far enough, but he's going to be peeked and taken down by Rob. So 8 rounds now for KSU. They're making this look more and more doable.
Yeah, and that's 2 in a row as well. So I think that Pittsburgh's 3-round burst right there, I have a theory, Colin, that was a little bit unrepresentative of what they actually look like on their T side. The reason for that is because it was really just a crazy eco round that went their way over towards A, and then B rushes against not ideal weapons. As soon as the weapons got into the hands of KSU, as soon as they had utility to actually flash, as soon as they had the ability to throw Molotovs, it was not great. So for that reason, I don't know if Pittsburgh is so great on their T side.
Yeah, I think I agree. KSU are winning the rounds that really matter, the rounds that are disputed rounds economically. But the question is, can they find enough rounds to string together while Pittsburgh still don't find 2 rounds? Because that's the thing. Crazy things can happen in CSGO. A team can find 2 rounds off of luck, off of insane shots through smoke, stuff like that. And Pittsburgh are, oh wow, that was an intense swing right there. It really is just the the question of whether or not they can keep Pittsburgh at bay for these 2 rounds long enough to possibly bring them to 14, 15, 16, or even overtime. Because even if Pittsburgh aren't good on the T side, they're still solid aimers, so they still have a good chance to tear away a round or 2.
And they do. Double spray down from Mild is going to allow for that to happen. Actually, off the back of a missed flash from Handercat, unfortunately. So with that, it is just 2 on 5 pistols in hand. And the good news for us, Colin, is that I doubt Flippy can find a fan on this map. I don't think there's any of those.
Oh,
So,
you've challenged him.
So we'll see if you can find it. But thus, we might be incoming for more spinny spins. Either way, it is just the end of the eco round. Pittsburgh not even able to pick up 1. So a really solid anti-eco to come through from KSU. They've looked pretty good, and without losing anybody, their money is pretty strong.
Yeah, no, definitely KSU with that round win, the fact that they don't lose anyone is really going to help their economy out. Whereas the economy of Pittsburgh, of course, they are on T side. So I can't believe they found the fan.
That's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. It's inside.
That's not a true fan. Fair
Anyway.
but yeah, the T side economy is so insane. With if you get the full loss bonus, you can just keep buying and buying and buying. But a solid economy for the CTs can be a really difficult thing to overcome. And also, Panda's op can be a really difficult thing to overcome. We saw the op of Otter really, really popping off in the first half. We may see the op of Panda pop off in the second half. He already has 2 in the round, and he's sitting pretty on A site looking for more. The bomb is actually down towards A ramp, so they need to grab that, but it looks like they do still want to take it towards the A site, and with how far apart these players are, I don't like their chances because, the op can find one, reposition.
Oh!
Okay, Aaron. Never mind, the op can find none. Instead, Aaron's going to rip the head off. He won't be ready for the player long, or will he? Okay, Aaron finds his second and brings us back to a 3 versus 3. Now the bomb's going to go down. Rob is kept at bay. The molly will keep these players from backing off, at least keep the low player from Aaron. Harry gets sprayed at, but he does get away with his life, and he's going to make his way down long. He knows he's most likely going to get peeked sooner rather than later. But he's just holding for it. And can he win the fight? No, he cannot. It's going to be Flynn and Rob fighting too, but Aaron on for the ace now if he wins this. The ace clutch, and the bomb is going to get defused, but he finds 4 in the round at least. Aaron really popping off. It doesn't bring them a round win, but it does bring him a lot of stats as well as a big blow to the economy of KSU.
That's the big ticket item. The economy, KSU, is it's okay right now based on the fact that they had a really good couple of rounds prior, but it's in shambles should they lose another close round or even take a round loss. So all of that said, there is now rifles for Pittsburgh. They've gotten the AKs out. It's very light on utility. I'm a little bit miffed at how they have so little utility considering, but Magister went down early in the last round. By not going down early, he's picked up a double kill, and Rob not able to trade, so Perry finds his way onto B. One round away from match points, from grand final point, and well, it looks like it's going to be that, as long as there's no heroics from these 2 retook CTs.
Yeah, they have to go for it because they can't give up match points. With the bomb goes down, it's going to be a lot more difficult. And oh my God, Panda! He only has to find 1 more to go ahead and punch it out, but he's not looking the right way. And he is! Panda! What the hell is that? 1v2 to save his team from the match point, and that is absolutely insane from the hero op. What is that? Both of those shots were insane. That man is unstoppable.
I'm speechless. I can't. I don't even know what to think off of that one. I mean, Panda, just impeccable stuff. I mean, we know Panda is a player that is huge for this side, but you aren't ever really expecting that one. Ulta going out, but his smoke canceled. Flashbang's too strong, though. It's Flint blind as well for that third kill, picking up 3 as they attempt at a B-side take, but it's falling about as flat as you like. Aaron picks up 1, Perry with 1 as well, but it's still a 1-on-4, and I doubt we're going to see the same amount of heroics that we just saw in the last round.
Yeah, no, 1v3, especially against the op of Panda, is going to be much too tall of an order for really anyone to pass, and sadly, Aaron isn't able to do it. I wasn't sure if they forced him that round or if they saved Pittsburgh. They are going to have to save this round. There are at least 2 players who could have bought into this round, but they are going to decide to instead play it a little bit safe with that economy, which means KSU are going to most likely be bringing us to a 14-13, and that's really close. I was going to say that round that Pittsburgh almost won, it was one of those rounds where it was mainly off the back of heroics, which is, always a danger, but honestly, KSU, they are looking wonderful right now. Deltoid is not a knife situation. This is definitely a gun situation. Luckily, he pulls the gun out and finds 2. Flynn is here to support as well. He's going to take a dink, and Hannercat doesn't give a damn with the Tech 9, and now this is in favor of Pittsburgh again. We found 3 players alive for the side of Pittsburgh, 2 on the retake, but that is going to make it a 2v2, and Panda's alive, so there's absolutely nothing that you can predict. They're checking the position yet again, but Panda is down. Now it's Perry versus Mild. Perry, though, definitely doesn't have the ideal gun for this, and he's going up against a rifle, too, so this is going to be difficult. I think he's just hoping he can find that spray through the smoke, and he's just going to have to get forward, but instead, the tap comes out. Will he be ready, though? No, he won't. Mild plays that to perfection. Susses out the position, finds the killer, and that's 13 for KSU.
Yeah, well played to bring us 1 away from a tied-up scoreline yet again. Last time we were tied, Colin, 4-4. Now it could be 14-14. Assuming that KSU can fight their way back into this one, it's the Rifles yet again. Pittsburgh, they have lost every round since getting a couple of them in the opening stages of the T side. T side yet again not looking ideal. But that they're shaping up to be another B hit, and well, that's a cheeky little boost. Magister finding 1, and he's coming through the smoke as well. What is this? For Magister, there's 2 more players left to find. Deltoid not falling without a fight. He's got 1. Another one, but back for Rob has got a double kill, so it's too many players, and it's tied back up. 14-14. KSU have done the impossible.
This is insane. What was the scoreline earlier? Was it 14-6? This is 8 rounds in a row for KSU, completely unanswered. Pittsburgh, they're looking even more, just non-existent than almost the way they looked on the first part of the second half of Inferno. They are just finding nothing, even though they're winning. They're winning these opening duels like pretty consistently. I mean, Magister finds that opening duel. He found 2 in a straight down earlier in another round. It's just insane with Pittsburgh. I guess it's more insane that KSU are able to claw those rounds back, and they're able to just have such solid performers on these bomb sites that really know how to shut it down.
I mean, I think it's clearly a problem with Pittsburgh. I don't think that you can. I mean, you got to give credit to KSU for the mental fortitude, for the ability to fight it back yet again. I mean, it's been 19-17 on Mirage, then a nail-biter loss in the final round of regulation, 16-14. And so now you're at almost that same position yet again. I just don't know if KSU are prepared. They clearly have been putting in work with their CT side, but now we are in the penultimate round of the game, potentially penultimate of the match if we see Pittsburgh take the next two.
Yeah, this is anyone's game at this point. I would love to see Pittsburgh, show off a little bit more strength on this Overpass T side. But that said, also, wouldn't mind a map 4. I would love to see KSU take one of these maps just because, honestly, I think they deserve it. They've kept this so tight on the other map. I think a PS scoreline wouldn't really show what this best of 3 has been like. But as I say that, HyperX really popping off, finding some kills along with Otter. Now it is a 2v1 and make it a 2v0 as Otter is going to go ahead and find 2 quick kills. That is beautiful. And that's it off for the side of Pittsburgh. And also a match point, grand finals point for Pittsburgh.
This is a round with high stakes, $500 on the line. And with that, Pittsburgh looking to bring it back and look at the economy. It's absolutely shattered. There's nothing left. Panda able to afford an AWP, but it's at what cost? There's only one other rifle for the entire side. Panda finds the 1 register, picks up 1, 2, return of the favor, but Panda with a double. He can find a triple. That's 3 now for Panda doing the magical work. It's 4-on-2 to take us to overtime yet again in the series. Otter trying to find it, but it's not to be. KSU, they return the favor. We're going to overtime for the second time in this best of 5 series. It's not over yet.
Heroics from Panda. That is insane. The main worry I have for the side of KSU is how strong Pittsburgh are on that CT, because Pittsburgh, they started to wake up just a tiny bit towards the end of that T side. They did find, that 1 round. So I think KSU, they need to really run away with this first half of overtime right here. They need to pretty much win 2, if not 3 rounds. And Panda, he's in a good position to at least find an opening, but that flash is so solid. And I don't even know what to say anymore. This game has me on the edge of my seat.
This is something we haven't seen from Pittsburgh yet in this half, really. They have some utility. I mean, they've been on absolutely rough buys pretty much the entire time. So maybe something different to come in, and, well, already something different because they're grouping up towards A. I mean, if you had tuned in halfway through this match, you would have expected there to be only 1 bomb site because that's all we've seen. But Wild standing here, waiting for the player to come around the corner. That's HyperX. That smoke out, not going to be there for long as he gets domed. Rob taking that kill, and it's 5-on-4.
Yeah, at least they get the A site relatively full, but they're gonna have to be ready to Mild long. Mild finds 1 more onto Aaron. He does fall, but that's going to make this a lot more difficult for the side of Pittsburgh. Are they going to be ready for this player that's in deep long, though? That is the question. Flynn will be ready for Magister. Excuse me, but Otter! Okay, 1-2 spray down, and Perry is there for the 3rd. Now it's on to Zeltoid and Pittsburgh. They win the round that they needed to take home the dub just 1 round ago. But that is a very, very big win for them in this first half of overtime because they are going to be dominating on CT.
I'm pretty sure that Magister has almost 90 kills in this best of 5 so far. I might be wrong on that, but he has almost that many, he has that many rounds, he has less than that many rounds total in the entire tournament. It's been insane.
Yeah, no, he is doing really well. And now Aaron is deciding to go ahead and put the team on his back, dragging them into a possible 17th round by finding a 2K. Apparently the missing piece for Pittsburgh was just taking the A side. Otter is going to fall. A very, very strong piece of Pittsburgh's offense is out. But luckily it's called HyperX and Perry alive as Aaron falls. But that's going to be Zeltoid, someone who's been a little bit quiet in this map, finding 2. And now it's all on to Perry. We know he can clutch, but will he be ready for 2 players in a similar angle, both holding the bomb?
Yeah, this is really good positioning from the defense. He's going to know where 1 is. He peeks the angle, but it doesn't look like he was really prepared to take that fight. So Perry falls, and it's tied up 16-16. And you mentioned Zeltoid. He's been anonymous so far in this best of 5. I think a standout player that has really been disappearing in key moments, at least for the time being. I think he's still one that needs to take a step up in order to push KSU over the edge. We can see it. I mean, he's starting to do that right there. That's the first round that KSU have taken. Really, been pretty. It hasn't gone down to like a one-on-one in quite a while. So, really good stuff to change that up. Water going to find a fight, but not the kill. Mild too strong. Magister there for the trade. He is on, I think, like 31 at this point. Crazy.
Yeah. These players are really showing up. It's not even that Zeltoid has had a bad game. Zeltoid is still fragging out, especially in that second half. I think he's at 23 kills right now, but he's just not really doing heroics like his teammates are doing, or like we know he can do. So I am glad that he is waking up a little bit more, because with the fact that Pittsburgh have already found one in this first half, KSU were in a dire situation. Now, of course, they can win on Pittsburgh's CT side. They do have that, ability, but it's just a worry because we know Pittsburgh are so solid on all CT sides. Also, Perry hitting that shot. Flynn and Panda are alone. Flynn will find one, looking for the second. He gets the information, but no kill. And Panda, he's just going to sneak his way through the smoke. Will he find this player, though? He will. The sound is heard, and Perry going to get double peeked, and Panda once again fragging out, bringing the last round of the first half of this overtime in favor of KSU. 17-16 going into the second half as Pittsburgh moved to the CT side and KSU moved to the T side.
Everyone is just popping off in every way. By the way, a stat line you don't typically look at, but Mild has 31 effective flashes right now. Take a look there. That's really solid. I mean, just good utility usage from Mild, and something we don't always talk about, but certainly an important part of the game. It's easier to discuss the flashy frags in front of us.
Yeah, can't get those flashy frags without the flashes, though. That's for sure. So he's also just playing an amazing game with frags, but he's, also just amazing support. But I will say that I feel like there has been actually a decent amount of really good utility usage coming through from at least one team throughout the best of 3. It seems like they take turns using their utility, which is interesting for a best of 5. I feel like, you could both use a utility and spice it up a little bit, but still, this is a good start right here also for the side of KSU. They find the opening pick with that op, taking down the Opper of Otter, who has been such an important player, and Zeltoid's going to find one as well. Flynn Magister is there to trade that out, and they get the blind kill onto Flynn. Panda falls as well. This round is already somehow going the way of Pittsburgh. It's just fallen apart for the side of KSU. They find the opening crack. I think Miles will be able to maybe find this player. He does. He finds Magister. Will he be ready for a pair? He will. And he lines up the headshot. 18-16. Match point for KSU. They're looking to take the map.
Yeah. Looking to bring us to a 4th in the best of 5. We could be going to, what is our next map? Is it Vertigo, potentially?
It is Vertigo.
Yeah, so with that said, still need to find one more. Plenty of money, of course, with $10,000 at the start of overtime. So Pittsburgh have everything that they could want. Unfortunate with smoke, but I don't think there's really anybody here, as pretty much everybody has gone underpass, and to get out of there is not going to happen.
What aggression.
Perry. Yeah, poor Perry, unfortunately caught out in the open a little bit. Not even with a nade out, just with the pants down.
Just getting hunted down by those players in Connector. It was terrifying. They were like a pack of hungry dogs chasing down a wounded animal, the way they just sprinted up Connector, and they do get the kill. So Pittsburgh, they're in a rough position going into what could be the end of the map going in favor of KSU. Of course, we can't write them out because we still have 4 players alive for Pittsburgh, and there are 4 players who we know can do some insane things, but KSU in a very good position. We're going to go ahead and bring some noise over towards this A site, and that's going to pull a rotate away as the bomb makes its way into the B site. And Aaron, he's going to have to go ahead and drop off, but are they going to be ready for Magister? Magister finds one. Can he find another? No, he can't, and that is the map victory for KSU. They claw back the map pick for Pittsburgh and managed to bring it to a dub. Absolutely amazing stuff from KSU. We are going to go to a quick ad break, and we will be back to analyze in just a little bit.
Since 1636, we have answered the call. The times have changed, but our commitment to Wisconsin remains the same. Find out how you can serve in your local community today.
Got too much up on my plate, now I can't think. I said woke up, take a action, now I'm feeling this is it. Want the money, want the rest. I do purse, not no cess. They say Don is why you sad. I said I just need a thing. Red tape, got too close, I hate the city. Black face, show you everything you need till you fornicate it bad. Someone said it, you sad. I used to want it bad. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you too many times, yeah. I know it's fun when you're a liar. I'm just trying to learn from all the things that I've been told. I'm gonna paint a new reality. It doesn't take a lot to turn a person into gold. Yeah, I've been getting good at alchemy. And you can stay inside in the dark, but without it, you never let go. And when you're done with hiding and you wanna have control, you and I can find a perfect fantasy. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass that filled with desire. Head down, but no, I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar. I don't wanna fight it. It's time to let it go. It's time to lose your inhibition, developing a blind ambition. If you got a match, just go ahead and light it. I wanna see where this is going. We're done with playing games, not knowing, yeah. We've nothing to lose. We lost it that night. We're feeling alright. There's no need to choose. Don't make up your mind. We're feeling alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna do it like this. Gonna do it like that. Everybody's on that. Gonna do it like this. Yeah, we never look back. Oh, got the bodies on tap. Getting rowdy on it. Getting cloudy on it. Got me on the right track. Yeah, you got me on it. Gonna do it like this, cause that's the way we want it. Gonna do it like this, gonna do it like that. Gonna do it like this, yeah, we never look back. The shots on my tab, everybody's on that, getting cloudy on it. Yeah, we do it like this, cause I like it like that, yeah. We're going through the motions, in super slow motion. It's time to lose your inhibition, developing a blind ambition. Fire it up, ignite it. I don't wanna fight it no more. I wanna see where this can go. I'm done with playing around, not knowing, yeah. We've nothing to lose. We lost it that night. We're feeling alright. My eyes are on you, and yours are on mine. We're feeling just fine. Just let it go. Gonna do it like this, gonna do it like that. Everybody's on that, gonna do it like this. Yeah, we never look back. Got the bodies on tap, getting rowdy on it, getting cloudy on it. Got me on the right track.
In a tournament that has been full of blowouts, we've not only got a map number 3, but a map number 4 in this barn burner of a series. KSU on the back foot, but they're fighting back from the depths of defeat to reverse sweep this best of 5 grand finals, Colin. We're back and we're ready for more. This time, It's going to be Vertigo, and KSU start on the T side. So actually, I think the best starting side they've had all series.
Yeah, no, they are starting on the strong side of Vertigo, but it is the pick of Pittsburgh. So there's that caveat of Pittsburgh, at least on paper, should be the team that look more comfortable going into this. They should be the team that are strategically more secure on Vertigo because that's what they chose. So that's I mean that's definitely worrisome for Kansas State because the only map they've won so far is their own map pick, and it was, I mean, damn close. It was overtime. So you have to wonder, can they get to that same spot on a map that isn't their pick? They did take us to overtime on Mirage, which was their pick. So we know that they can get us to overtime on one of their picks. I'm just worried that if Pittsburgh have a leg up in this map, whether or not KSU will be able to go ahead and catch up to them.
Well, listen, I don't want to say that I'm not that worried about that but I feel, I mean, we've seen 30 rounds at least in every map thus far. So for me, if there was ever a concern that KSU couldn't bring it all the way, that has already left my mind at the very least. So, regardless of whether KSU can bring it all the way, I think Pittsburgh, they showed some weaknesses here. It is their map pick, but it's a best of 5. This was not, clearly not their, first or second choice. So it's like, or actually it is their second choice, I think. Yeah, it is their second choice.
I mean,
all that said,
considering the bans.
SDSU took them in they took them for a loop. It was a close game, and it looked way closer. It looked even closer in person than it did on paper. It was 16-11. And for me, that says maybe some worry to go around for this Pittsburgh side.
Yeah, either way, it's rough. It's definitely Pittsburgh have the buffer room of, the fact that it is still a map up for them. If they lose this, they're not out of it. They just take it to dust too. But of course, no one wants that to happen. Everyone, of course, wants to take this as soon as possible. I'm sure Pittsburgh really hoped they got the 3-0. They were damn close, but they weren't able to close it out. So I think we're really going to see both of these squads just going full force into Vertigo right now. And I'm excited for it. I love seeing Vertigo. I always think it's a really interesting map. I would love to see a little bit of B-site in this one. You never know if you're actually going to see that B-site get used when you see Vertigo. But if it is used, that'll be a good time. That'll be a fun time.
Fun fact about Vertigo, actually, it is the second most played map in this tournament. Second only to Train, which we've seen 4 instances of Vertigo. This will be our 4th time playing that in the entire bracket. But yeah, I do think that you're right. It is going to be a brawl. And, with regard to the pick itself, KSU are not strangers. They have a victory on this map, but it was a victory against Florida Gulf Coast. So it was Florida Gulf Coast pick, and they won the map, did KSU, but KSU were kind of just winning everything at that point. So yeah. Is it the map, or is it the players that were the deciding factor? I tend to go towards the players. And, well, we thought we had escaped. Yet again, we're cheating because it is just an AC unit, not a fan. But, it is what it is.
I'll give it to Flippy. It still counts.
I'm not. Flippy can't have it. Either way, we are headed into the pistol, and it's KSU on the T side. That's a very nice shot from Aaron. He's making it a double, but it's Magister that picks up 2 of their own in the opening pistol round. And it was fast, and it's Pittsburgh's already.
Within seconds, Pittsburgh find 4, and they just basically have to find they just have to find the last one and, put him in an early grave. But Pittsburgh already off to a strong start. I do like that we see not a large force up from KSU. As we were talking about, we are apparently, unlike a lot of players, a big fan of the second round save instead of the second round buy, just so you can get, those rifles out. But Aaron, he's a big fan of the second round save because it means he gets to get the frags. 3 to his name in this round. He's looking for more, trying to find Mild. Mild may actually be able to recover the bomb without making contact, and as I say that, they go ahead and swing out to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, don't make fun of me, Colin, but I said that KSU are starting on the preferred side, and I think that's true. But that does mean that Pittsburgh starts out CT, and I'm just now realizing this. So yeah, we've seen. I'd love to get a stat line on how many CT rounds Pittsburgh has won in this best of 5. I feel like that's crazy. It's classic. It's just a rush every round until it works. And right now it's not working. Ideally, as it's close to the players going down, but that is a couple of trades to 2-on-3 now. Pat, what am I saying? Pat could find one, but it doesn't matter. It's just Marie on the flank. Find the one, not going to be looking the right direction. It's one left to find, and Mild is tagged down just a bit. That being said, he's going to run all the way over to B, and well, you said you wanted to see B site hits. I don't know if this is what you had in mind, but it is B, the plant, going to go.
Yeah, no, oh, there we are, crotch cam. It's called out in chat, and we do get it on Perry. He's gonna make his way towards this B side. I do really like that. I do like that call to go towards the B site. I think that gives him a lot of time. That takes a lot of time away from the bomb. The rush A is always an interesting option. Never, maybe not the best option, but it is going well for them, and it is gonna net them a round win as Mild does get the dub and does get the kill. So that is the first on the board for KSU. Also, I just wanted to say, Pittsburgh, map 1, got 9 rounds on their CT side. Map 2, they get 10. Map 3, they got 11. So, if they want to keep up what is becoming a pattern, they have to win 12 ET rounds on the side. And even if they don't, that just shows that they are really solid on that CT side. So KSU not out of hot waters yet, but Zeltoid is going to go ahead and drop Aaron, so that's a good start. And Rob, going to make sure Handercat doesn't have a chance to get anything done in this round either.
Yeah, very solid start to what is realistically a force buy, but it's a light force buy, if that's even a thing. 2 kills, one back the other way, and oh my goodness, it's starting to fall all to pieces. Rob, the sole player left with the tags, it does find 2, but he's tagged down himself, and he's not gonna pick it up. Harry, he has clutched it out, and it's 3-1. Pittsburgh, I mean, you said they need to find 12 to continue the pattern. It's on for now, at the very least.
Yeah, that is... God, Pittsburgh, how do they win that? I mean, the bomb is down, they're down the numbers, and they just win all the duels running back onto the site. This is why they are the CT Kings. I mean, they're already up 3-1. Of course, we haven't seen really any rifle rounds, and this is going to be our first, even though we do see 2 FAMASs. This is where I think we're going to figure out whether or not Pittsburgh are going to be the CT gods on Vertigo as well, or if KSU are going to have that fighting chance. And that's a good start. They do find the opening kill. Rob finding one as well onto Magister. So it looks like they are pretty comfortable on attacking this A site. They usually win the opening fights, and it's just Pittsburgh just doing really good on the trades back. But Handercat taking a lot of damage, waiting for Perry to rotate over. This may be a difficult round. Where's the third player? He's on the flank. Perry, he has to find these frags almost instantaneously and spin around for that flank, but it's actually going to be Mild taking him down before Panda even has the chance to shoot him in the back of the head.
Already, this is the closest start we've had yet. I mean, it's 3-2 before we've seen, well, a variety of different aggressive beginnings. It was 4-1 the last the last game, and prior to that, 6-0. Nonetheless, we are on for a save. Pittsburgh should be 3-3 at the end of this one, assuming no craziness ensues. I say that with my fingers crossed that we will see some craziness, because it's been exciting, and Magister might be giving me my wish, as the bomb has been well, not quite recovered, but it's been spotted out and now controlled by the CT side with pistols in hand.
Yeah, it looks like the T side will recover that bomb, so very, very good for them. There's one more player lurking around, but quickly Flynn is going to go ahead and take that head off. Handercat does get some damage, and Aaron will complete the kill, but that's all Pittsburgh can find in this round. They do some damage, to the economy of KSU, so that is a little bit of a silver lining. But Pittsburgh, they don't really have the money to go into this next round, so I think we are going to be going on another save, and at least on paper, this is going to be another round for KSU. So 4-3 after this round if KSU win just the numbers game, which means that 12-round CT half dream is going to be dead, which is very sad. But also KSU, I'm sure they're more than happy to be going up against pistols instead of rifles. And Rob is already on the site within seconds. He's looking for more, and he's going to find more as he takes the head of Aaron off. And now it's Otter and Magister all alone. There is a deagle on Magister, and we know that man can hit his shots. And now an AK on Otter. So, yeah, this is still somewhat... I don't think they go for this, actually. I was going to say doable, but more... This is not an awful round for Pittsburgh. They do at least recover a gun.
It wouldn't have been insane to try and go for it. You already know that you have the rifles into the following round. So, you know, just do as much economic damage as possible and get out a potential round victory. You know, it wouldn't have been the worst decision, but I certainly think the saving is the more practical one. And it's all the kills, actually. So maybe best of both worlds. You both save the AK and do all the economic damage you could really want, barring the one frag left on the table. So KSU feels like this is their first lead in ages. I mean, yes, they did go up one round, I guess, on the CT side in OT. But in regulation, I would want to know, have they even led more than 1 or 2 rounds?
They were leading, I believe, over the past. No, they were leading on Inferno before Pittsburgh woke up at the end of that second half. So yeah, they have been in the lead before, but this is one of the best early starts they've been on, and by far the best position they've been in against a CT-sided Pittsburgh. So there's definitely that, and they are actually, I love how KSU are fighting these early fights, that they're just winning them. I would also say, though, it's because I don't like how Pittsburgh, I like how KSU are doing the fights because I don't like how Pittsburgh are playing them. I don't like how forward Pittsburgh are getting. They're losing so many of these early fights, so like seconds into the point where I would much rather them just back off. I mean, that said, though, Aaron's not going to back off from these 2 players on ramp. He's going to find both of them. Now it's Panda all alone. He finds the first, but 5 health. He needs to find 2 players and not take any damage, and that's going to take 1 point of health away, getting hit in the chest with a Molotov. It's going to make it a little bit difficult. Panda's going to find 1 more, though. Will he be ready for the play around the corner, though? He won't. He gets a little bit of damage onto Aaron, but no kill. In Pittsburgh, they tied up at 4-4.
And, I mean, if that was just a little bit more health for Panda, I think he probably comes away with the victory. But we are back to a tie game, 4 on either side, as it is a reinvestment of the AKs for KSU. They have most of the money that they would want. A little bit light on Flynn, who just has a pistol, but it's meant to find Otter. Oh, I thought that was going to go a different way. Mild, though, with the opener headshot. As quick as you like, and Zeltroid follow it up. Now 2 players over here towards A. It's an investment, but still kills are in the favor of KSU on the drops, though. And Magister is now clawing them back 1 by 1. Just Thundercat left in a 1-on-2, and he's not even going to get started as Flynn finds his second. So KSU, after losing 1, well, they're back on top.
Yeah, no, that was an important round for KSU just because if they lose that, their economy is in such a bad position, because they win it and their economy is still in a pretty rough position with this round. That said, they did break the economy of Pittsburgh, which is, to use some of my more elevated speak, pretty poggers, I would say. So Pittsburgh are going to be on the pistols on this one. Magister and Aaron are having an amazing game so far on 12 and 11 kills. So they can definitely make something happen with these pistols. But I think KSU are going to be looking to make this a 6-4 at the start of this first half.
Yeah, and that would be absolutely amazing from KSU. To put Pittsburgh down on their preferred side of choice in such a dominant fashion would be incredible. And assuming that we see this pistol round go the way we would assume, then we'll see exactly that. It's been just really solid key play from KSU. Like I love the smokes that I'm seeing. I love the utility usage. And even when they played fast, KSU, unlike before, where I kind of felt like they just were going fast because of a lack of understanding or a lack of knowledge about what to do. Now their aggression is tempered. They know what they're doing, they have a plan in place, and they're executing to perfection.
Yeah, no, I really am impressed with the KSU we're seeing right now. They are definitely looking like a much stronger team than what we've seen on the other maps. Even though they did win the last map, this is looking like a KSU that could easily become a dominant team, one that could take a very strong lead. I think the Pittsburgh does go pretty well, but the way KSU are playing around the site, I mean, honestly, this looks more like their pick than some of their other maps. Zeltoid also finding a kill onto Perry there, really solid. So, yeah, I love the position KSU are in, not only in this round, but just where they are for this map.
Yeah, I think I mirror a lot of that thought process, especially. I mean, this site, a great example of it, just really slow, methodical taking of map control. Even after that one hit away of the defense, just great stuff all around. Zeltoid and Rob picking that up. And it's Otter left in a 1-on-4 with this AK, just going to save that, make sure he can get away with it into the next round. I'm not 100% sure what the loss bonus is. I think it's just rounds Pittsburgh. So for that reason, I think that I'm still going to maybe even see another save. No, okay, a little bit of money left. It's third round loss bonus. I thought maybe it was only second. And so we should have plenty of money to buy in because of that.
Yeah, luckily they are able to get the guns, and Hannercat bringing out the good old Zeus. We haven't seen a single Zeus this tournament. We've seen a lot of attempts, but they've all been some pretty rough attempts. So I would love to see that Zeus could do something, but he's already
no!
Dead. That means nothing. Magister, 1, 2, 3, looking for a fourth. He can't find it, but he makes this doable, at least for Perry. 1v2 is still a tall order, but it's much easier than 1v5. And 0v2 is also very difficult, so KSU going to quickly put that worry to rest as Mild finds his 13th so far in this map going into the 12th round. He's performing really solid for the side of KSU, and it's exactly what they need because they are coming out of the gate swinging.
I might even say 0v2 is impossible, actually. And Magister is honestly doing incredible work. It's 14 as well. Magister. And after Magister picked up that triple, there was 3 Molotovs going towards that boxes, and well, Magister just running in. Finds a kill with the CZ, but it's not much else. And it should just be a cleanup. Water the last left 5. And he is whipping the shots. Zeltoid with another one. Zeltoid, a player I mentioned, I think we mentioned a couple of times actually, as a player who has been struggling a little bit, getting off to a great start in this half. He's just 8-9, but certainly getting some impact frags, and in a way that I didn't see, especially on Inferno. Really had a rough start on Inferno, so I'd really like to see that.
Something that I am sadly missing out on this map and playing is no ops out. Oh wow, Zeltoid. Okay, that was dirty. Taking down Aaron, and that's 3 players already. I'm missing an op, especially on Otter, someone who can hold down this A ramp from a much farther away position because it's within 20 seconds into the round. Ramp is already lost. And I mean, there's a couple different things you can take away from that. I would say one, that the utility usage from the side of Pittsburgh early on could be a little bit better. I mean, it's hard because there's like 5 mollies, 5 smokes on ramp within seconds, but no, I would like to see ramp a little more difficult for KSU, but I would also love to see, someone opping from the back of the site, making it more difficult to take the site and, playing a position that's more difficult to just rush into and instantly kill.
That was great from Zeltoid right there. He threw the flash in order to allow for the kill from that AWP. Not that it wouldn't have come through anyway, but then he also followed it up with a kill of his own. And indeed, I think the utility here on A little bit lacked. The forward holds not really working out in the favor of Pittsburgh, and so maybe they need to make some adjustments. adjustment. I don't think that's been their strong suit. Well, they had made some adjustments this round, but they didn't work out all that well. As indeed, even Magister falling without a kill. Auto not to be outdone, does pick up one, but it's Perry in a 1-on-4. One player tagged down, so maybe if you could find that player, then it could be particularly possible to pick up a frag, but elsewhere, not so much, especially not at those ranges.
Yeah, I think they got the information on where Perry is, and he's about to get hunted down. Still, though, we see three, not even three, really, four players for the side of Pittsburgh fall fighting full ramp. I honestly kind of want them to full ramp up at this point. I want them to play the back of the site, force the side of KSU to do a real site take. Make them use their smokes to take the site, not just ramp, because they use their smokes to take ramp, and then they don't have the smokes for the site, or maybe they have one or two smokes. So I want them to play behind those smokes and honestly go for the retake. Give their teammates time to rotate over and just clear out those angles. Like where HyperX is right now, I kind of want them to stay there until the A site is lost.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. That's exactly what needs to happen, but it's a little too late. I mean, it seems like maybe that's the plan. I mean, Aaron picking up a little bit and Magister with this link at 3 makes things much more doable, but it's a recovery to 5, but this has been a flipping of the script. It is now 5-10, this time in the favor of KSU, not for Pittsburgh on the opening CT half. Incredible stuff from KSU on the opening half of this map.
Yeah, but I think Pittsburgh realized they're right at the end that is what was going to get them that dub. But sadly, all it gets them is 5 rounds because they realize way too late that excuse me, I'm having a brain fart. They need to play more back, but it looks like they want to bring some of that aggression back to the side of KSU. They are going to be taking it up ramp pretty quick. The flash is good to force Zeltoid back, but not really anything else. They are going to slow down a little bit as they clear out ramp, but Zeltoid is going to be the first to peek, and he's met with 2 heads, doesn't manage to click either, but he does manage to get away without taking any damage. This is difficult, though. HyperX and Otter, they find the first 2. Panda looking to trade at least 1 back, but instead it's going to be Flynn and Panda falling, and now it's Mild on the flank, but it's probably too little, too late. He does find the first, finds the second onto Aaron. But he has to find an ace if he wants to clutch this out. He has the HP to do it, but does he have the aim? Does he have the position? That is the question. He figures out where 2 of these players are. He knows there's probably one on site. He knows there's one back towards spawn. But he gets peeked by 2 at the same time. It's going to be difficult. He finds 1, 2. He can't find the last one, though. 4 kills from... Oh, I'm sorry, that's made me lose my mind. Mild finds 4, almost the 5th, but sadly can't connect the last. An amazing, beautiful attempt, but sadly the bullets don't hit the head of the terrorist.
Woo, KSU. I mean, this is a brilliant showing from them thus far, despite losing that round. I mean, great stuff. Pittsburgh played it perfectly. I mean, they didn't do anything really wrong, to be honest. It was just a brilliant play from Mild to pick up the win. Not really anything at the end of the day. Tag comes through for HyperX. Not much more. Auto does go down to a headshot from Mild Steagle, but that is just a 1. I don't know if that's going to be a recovery. Looks like maybe, yes, there was a recovery of a gun, but it might just be a Mac 10. It's not ideal. Zeltoid swinging out, gets the information, and goes back for his troubles. So 4-on-3, Pittsburgh in the driver's seat as they have got to elect to go to a site, and it looks like they elect to go towards B. This is Pittsburgh, the team that does hit B, despite the fact that we just saw, what was it, like 9 or 10 A takes in a row from KSU?
Yeah, we saw KSU live and die by the A site, and I mean, it was mainly live because they did get those 10 rounds, but now Pittsburgh, they are looking to use most of the map, even more of the map than KSU used, but the question is using all of that map give them even more rounds than what KSU is able to get? It does at least give them 2 those. They find their 2nd round in this second half, but now KSU, they're gonna have some guns to go back on this. They did decide to save in the previous round, so we have 2 rifles coming out, 4 rifles coming out actually, and Panda, I believe, picking one up as well. So this is going to be Pittsburgh's first real test of their T side. Are they going to be able to take this? And that's a good start. Mild taking a decent amount of damage through the wall, getting flashed down. He gets nothing done. That is a B site for free. Mild, the B anchor is now only an anchor in the ground, sinking below the waves because he is dead. Don't know what that analogy was. Don't know where I was going with it. But my point is he's dead, and now Magister, he wants more. He finds a second, and he somehow gets away alive. Panda is going to go ahead and punish him finally, but Otter is there for the trade.
It's almost like Magister was the bait right there, just bringing him in and then immediately traded out. So now, I mean...
Someone DC'd, I think?
Oh, was it a DC? Unfortunate. 2 DCs. Oh, no. This is a problem. Either way, we are probably going to see a tech pause right after this. Nonetheless, though, it is a victory for Pittsburgh in the first round of their T-half, and this is a good start. We haven't really seen this sort of start for Pittsburgh yet on their T side. I don't think we've even seen a pistol round on their T side, except for maybe Mirage. So, all of that said, I do see one player missing, and we are at least in a tactical timeout for now.
Oh, they're back.
I don't know if that'll... Oh, yeah, there we go. Panda was the one who just dropped, I believe. And now right back into it. So, great stuff. I'm thankful, Colin. We had some serious pauses yesterday, and I want to continue this best of 5 because it's a heater. We are at 2-1. Pittsburgh up 1 map on technically match point in the grand final, but KSU in this map have really changed the tide. It has been a KSU map through and through as of yet, as Pittsburgh try to fight back on their T half.
I will say Pittsburgh are looking pretty solid on the T side so far. That rifle round goes their way swimmingly. I mean, the flashes in order to get that first kill are just spot on, and then the way that they play off of Magister's unstoppable aggression, his completely the man doesn't know how to press anything other, or correction, he doesn't know how to not press W. He can press other buttons all the time, but the problem is the W key is literally taped down on his keyboard. Also, Rob, I don't even know where he got that kill. Oh, mid. Okay. What I was going to say is Pittsburgh, they're looking really solid on this T side, and I was going to say that this round is looking like it's going to be a guarantee for them just based off the economy, but that first pick and the positioning for KSU right now may go ahead and net a round win for them. I mean, they have pretty much everything locked down. They have mid locked down. They have a player anchoring on ramp, a player anchoring on B. I think the best call here is for Pittsburgh to reposition themselves towards B and then maybe take it towards there. It looks like they are going to take it towards mid. There were 2 players here. Whether or not they are ready for the player that is in ladder room is yet to be seen. It looks like they are going to hard clear it, but I don't think they're going to see him, and they're just going to keep going with it. If they make noise, the ladder room player is going to turn around and see if he can find anything. Rob, thinking about it, but the walking of Pittsburgh is instead going to keep them hidden, and now they find one. Now they're ready to take the B site. And that's Mild. Find one, finding another. Once more, he sprays down 2, finally gets dropped, but it's Handercat alone in a 1v3. He has a player flanking, 2 players flanking actually, and he still is yet to find a player that is hiding on site. I don't think he can plant there, bud. There you go. He's going to tap the bomb immediately. Bullets come his way. I think he wanted to try to bait out the player, but he baits out too many. 3 players come his way, and he cannot get it done.
Perfectly played there by the B anchor. And honestly, just a great way to get around on the board for your CT side. Pittsburgh do finally lose 1 on the T half, but they KSU stop them at 3. So solid stuff, especially as it's going to be a mostly great buy with only 1 pistol had to be pulled out for Pittsburgh. Panda though getting aggressive. Aaron not going to allow for that, but it was a trade that spammed through the smoke, but it was Rob who found that one quite effective at picking it up. And that was Rob to find that kill. So A rush is not so effective for Pittsburgh.
No, I like their B takes. I mean, they know there's most likely only 1 player playing here. They're just, well, first off, it doesn't work if you just go 1 by 1, and it also doesn't work if you don't flash in any way, shape, or form. They can take B most rounds, but they're going to have to use utility, and they're going to have to use flash. That molly is good to force Mild out of position, though, and Handercat, he is more than ready to tap that head. So that was a beautiful use of utility there. And Flynn, oh no, that missed smoke could be very dangerous. But instead it's Perry, full blind, just going to go ahead and pre-fire the angle, find the head, and now it's a 3 versus 2 in favor of Pittsburgh. 2 players tagged down, but will that be enough for the side of KSU to get this done? I feel like we can see his backpack. I guess not, as Aaron goes ahead, pops up, finds one canner, finds the last. A 9th round for Pittsburgh as they're slowly but surely clawing back to an even game, catching up to KSU.
That was disgusting, that shot from Perry. I mean, absolutely brutal for the KSU side. Is, I mean, I would be molding. I think they're probably maybe molding on that one a little bit too. Handling their inner mo, pre-firing angles that don't exist.
Oh, that's a good start.
Yeah, that angle definitely does exist, and Magister is the winner of that one, though it trades. But Magister there yet again for another. So it's 2 for Magister, 1 for Zeltoid, but the trade's not going their way. Panda, though, has a shotgun. It's doing wonders. He's found the one, and that's Hannercat, who's only the sole player still in that position. So now, retake needs to be perfect. Miles, pick up the first, is going to be the second. He gets shot in the back for it, but the same done to Perry shortly after. And it's 12 now for KSU, are firmly looking like they could bring us to map 5.
You know, KSU are looking really, really solid there. I mean, that I would say there was a little bit of just misplay coming through from Pittsburgh on that one. The way they spread out, the way they left Hannercat. I think he wanted to go just to make noise towards A so they could fake, but they weren't aware that a player could be sidewalk, or at least they wouldn't. They weren't expecting them to be that close. Also, this smoke on side Hannercat a lot of room to punish these players, and he does find one, making it a 4 versus 3. And the A side's pretty open now. Rob is a problem, but luckily he is robbed of his life. So now the site is open. Flynn is going to go ahead and try to contest, but might be too little too late. And actually, Pittsburgh, they decide to slow it down. They decide to hang out on ramp, which does give Mild time to work on a flank. He's going to go ahead and try to make it down ladder room, but there is someone holding the flank as well. So don't know if this is going to work. An efficient way down ladder, goes ahead and drops. Look at that movement. Absolutely beautiful. And I think the player holding for the flank is actually giving it up as they take the site. Luckily, the flank won't be coming in time to stop the bomb plant, but it may find a player for it too. More importantly, Finn, he's going to find a bomb player, but Hannercat, he's ready for the ramp player. And Pitt, they are going to win a round. Just rounds back and forth. Pitt, KSU, and now Pitt again. Pittsburgh doing their best to catch up, but still, KSU are in the lead, and they are looking solid still on this CT side, giving away around every once in a while, but still winning some.
Well, see, the problem is, if you are doing the math, back and forth, it is problematic because KSU is on the CT side, and CTs, as you know, have a really brutal economy. So that they are forced onto a save round despite the fact that it's been equalized twice in a row. And there's an AK recovered off the back of a headshot from Panda. Magister finding a headshot of his own. Going to be put in the kibosh on any retake potential. Panda, AK in hand. Not even going to be able to do that one as Magister cleans up a 3K. Magister is again at 29 kills at round number 23. He's gotten like 120 in the series. I'm telling you, he's dropped 30 every game.
He's at least at 111 something. I know he's close to 120. I think he got 29 one game maybe. But yeah, no, he is such a solid performer for the squad. I mean, he's literally a player that's played in advance prior to playing on this roster. So he's definitely someone that you can expect solid performances from. Though Zeltoid, a player that we definitely, at least on paper, expect solid performances from, is in an amazing position to find his way on ramp. And he is going to find one, but I don't know if he'll be ready for the other one. Luckily, Panda is there to get the information, but he whips the no-scope. Luckily, the quick-scope is good, and those are 2 players already lost for Pittsburgh. Miles going to find another, and now they are stuck against each other in the smoke. Magister is going to find that kill, but Panda is there in mid to find Perry. I still want to call him a weird French name. Magister, though, Now alone 1v3. He has to find this player hiding on the site, and dancing around the box perfectly is Mild, and he will find the kill. KSU, they take one back again, literally just back and forth on these rounds. Pittsburgh, though, they do have the economy that if they want to, they can force to do this, and looks like that is the call. Otter going to be the one on the compromised buy with the Tech 9.
Fair enough. I mean, take advantage of how effective this T-side can be in flashbangs. It's going to be a swap up. The B rush this time. All it goes out for Flynn. Going to be slowing down slightly, but it's not quite enough. Flynn is still standing here, trying to find the frags. Picks up the first, not going to find the second. Rob trading back. So 3 players left. Aaron finds a kill on the flank, and we're on a 2-on-2. Rob tagged down pretty heavily. Panda, they've got to find the 2 frags in order to take the 14th.
Yeah, and that's a good first for Otter, and he's going to find a second as well. Once again, Otter, always with the heroics. He finds 2, and he brings Pittsburgh their 12th. Only a 1-round difference now. Pittsburgh, if they're able to win this next one, they will have tied it up. Also, they are up against what is going to be pistols, some upgraded pistols, some deagles, but still pistols nonetheless. Also, I wanted to say that while Pittsburgh win that round, I actually kind of wish they played that site take a little bit safer. I wish they used the 2 smokes that they had on players towards the end there to smoke off the back site, so they didn't even have to take those fights, because they did end up winning their trades for the most part. They could have 3 alive, they even, to be cheeky, 4 alive at the end of all of those trades, but instead, they have to go into the 2v2, and it's always better to have more numbers. So I think Pittsburgh, they do come out on top. It's hard to criticize a round you win, but I feel like that definitely could have been a more decisive win for the side of Pittsburgh.
Could have been, but not to be, as it is, of course, the pistols like you mentioned. Rob finding 1, that's very solid. He's traded those. And that Miles got another, so 3-on-4, the advantage actually for KSU. Granted, not a lot of find there, and unfortunate missed shot from Flynn. If Flynn had found that one, I think we could have been looking at a 14th for KSU, but with that, it is just Miles with 9 health and an AK. I don't know why he's still walking in here, because it is inevitable that he is gone. And, this is CT economy really coming back to bite KSU in the bums, because they're looking better on these rounds where if we were to play like 6 gun rounds in a row there, I think KSU probably wins 4 of them. The problem is those 2 that Pittsburgh would win, they're followed by an eco for KSU because they happen to be on the CT side.
You're absolutely right, and also absolutely insane is this fast take by Panda. He does have the op in hand, but he's only good for 1. Once again, a very forward position is going to be punished. The fact that he gets 1 there is, of course, solid, but Mild we trade down now, playing all alone, and he doesn't even have time to spray down that last player, Magister, finding his 34th, and more importantly, Pittsburgh finding their 14th round.
Even with a full loss bonus, 3,400 rather, my apologies, in the bank at the end of the round, it doesn't matter. KSU are still not going to be able to purchase anything into this round. And with that, they have to make this decision. It's a tactical timeout, and I think a decision that they need to think on for a little bit of time, clearly, because this could be, this is giving over another match point, grand final point, in fact, to Pittsburgh if they elect to save here. And it's a massive ramification. So do you go for the save, get the rifles back out, or do you force into it? KSU with the decision.
Yeah, I guess it is a question, because while they have been able to take us to overtime multiple times before, this is such a crazy map that it's dangerous to go off of, deciding to go for overtime. It does look like that is what they've decided to do, and I kind of agree with that, just because you are going into those rounds with the best guns possible, and also because we know that they can do things with these pistols. So I think it's fair that they say, you know what, let's go ahead and just give it an attempt with these pistols that we have won some insane rounds with. let's just go into it, see what we can do with these, and then we'll go into that overtime fight with these rifles. 'Cause you know what? We end up winning this with pistols. That's amazing for us. If we don't, we still get rifles afterwards. And Magister and Aaron doubling up to make sure these pistols don't get anything done. Aaron with a 3K looking for the last, and he has the right idea as Zeltoid is just around the corner, but that smoke is going to keep him at bay. He's going to back off and see if there's any more avenues into the site.
Not all that many avenues, I don't think, especially as it is going to be just the pistol. He does pick up one, so not terrible, but again, it's with 4 left to find, the bomb's fairly well ticked. And so with that, we should be seeing well, I was going to say maybe a save of that AK if they could recover it, but Zeltoid taken out by Otter. And it is, yet again, grand final point. Pittsburgh up by 2. KSU need to do 2 in a row to force a 3rd overtime period in this best of 5. I mean, every single game has been decided by 3 rounds or less thus far in best of 5, and it would be fitting for it to be the same.
Yeah, it's been insane. And what is happening already? Within seconds, everything falls apart. Now it's Mild on for the clutch. 28 kills in the entire map. He's been an amazing player for the side of KSU in the entire best of 5, but now he has to find 3 to keep not only the map alive, but to keep his team alive in this entire best of 3. And there it is! Magister finds the last in Pittsburgh. They are your champions.
What a massive best of 5 that was, Cullen. 4 maps through, and it is a 3-1 victory. Pittsburgh taking it away, not to mention taking away our amazing $500 grand prize, along with the steel suit, HyperX. My apologies. I have looked at one earlier. I think maybe what I was going for, but yeah, HyperX keyboards, mice, and honestly, an incredible series to watch of Counter-Strike. And Colin, immediate thoughts there of that last game.
First off, KSU, they put up such an amazing fight on all 4 maps. They take us to overtime on 2. They take us up to 16-14, 16-13. So close on all of those. It's literally, I mean, it's as close as it can be. I mean, look at these score lines. They're insane. Also, I wanted to say that if I don't know if it's a thing we're doing or not, but for that best of 5, I have to give an MVP shout out to Magister. I did the math during that second to last round while you were casting, and he is sitting at either 130 or like 131 kills throughout that entire best of 3. I'm not sure how many kills he got in map 2, just because we did crash the stream there, but he got 29 in Mirage. He got 29 before that last round in Inferno. He got 35 in Overpass, and then he ended that entire map with 36. So that is just insane that he's performing on that level. I mean, we saw every single player have their time to shine on both of these teams. So I genuinely don't think we could have asked for a better best of 5, because that was some of the most exciting and entertaining CSGO I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, well, and to put that scoreline, you said 130 something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to put that scoreline into perspective, there was 4 other maps played by Pittsburgh in the entirety of the tournament, both best of 3s ending 2-0, and all of those 4 maps, Manchester got 75 total kills. He doubled his kills in this best of 5 than he had done in the entirety of the rest of the tournament. I mean, it's just a humongous step up, and I mean, I don't think it's at all outrageous to say that without Magister, Pittsburgh doesn't win this. I mean, Magister clearly the MVP, and I have to agree with you. I mean, there's no one else you could even talk about. I mean, there was individual pop-up moments. We talked about Hanner Cat in map 1. We had Otter actually in map 2 doing incredible work in Perry, popping off on Overpass. Indeed, Aaron actually has had a great vertigo. And so that is all 5 players, but Magister had 30 every single time.
Yeah, the man was such a solid part of that Pittsburgh lineup. And I mean, not to, take away from the amazing things KSU did, of course, they claw back on that map through rehab. Really solid performances from, I believe, Mild was really solid throughout the entire best of 5, especially in that last map. They had so many players that we, pop up. Rob was doing some really solid things. I mean, everyone, once again, on that, I think, picked one of those maps to really be a solid player on. Of course, they are only able to take one, but I mean, I think the fact that it's 3-1 doesn't quite show how insanely close. This feels like a 3-2 best of 5. This feels
It
like,
really does.
as close as it can get. I mean, it feels about as close as like the Boston Major was. It's insane stuff like that. Basically, my point is GG's to both teams. Really, I think both teams can walk away from this best of 5 feeling like they really put their best on the line, really feeling like they put it all on the line. And, even though KSU aren't able to take home that grand prize, they do get $200 still for making it to that second place for having such a stellar run through the entire tournament. So I really hope both of these teams are happy with their performances today.
I mean, I would be. I think if any player is feeling disappointed, they need to probably turn that around, because it's certainly been incredible CS from everybody. Everybody taking their turn, clutches, MVP type level performances per map. It just kind of depended on what map we were seeing, and thus it's just been great all the way around. Amazing CS, and kind of bookends our tournament. I mean, WCCS, it's been incredible. But before we kind of move forward, I want to say one more big thank you to our sponsors. HyperX, of course. We talked about the mice, keyboards, as well as the $500 that first place is winning. But in addition, they are giving away a HyperX Quadcast S in the chat. And, well, you can do exclamation mark giveaway in order to do that. If you've been watching this best of 5, honestly, you should have enough points. It's 1,000 points to enter. Probably need to go do that myself. But with that said, yeah, it's an amazing microphone. So make sure that you take a peek, see down there. We are giving one away at the end of the day. We've given away 2 already, and it's been great. In addition, Twitch student. You just want to thank them for providing early access to their Twitch versus beta. And if you want to take a look at the ending bracket, which we saw before, but if you can do exclamation point bracket in the chat, you can take a look at that yet again, as well as Wisconsin Army National Guard for providing, I think, a large portion of the prize pool, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Colin, it's been a day. I'm almost out of words to say. Do you have any left?
I mean, to end it off, I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everyone for watching. I'm sure I can speak for both Vincent and I when we say thank you for watching. This has been an amazing tournament. Also, of course, thank you from everyone working behind the scenes here at WCCS, from the admins to our Just Okay observer, Flippy Bits. I'm sure everyone is super thankful. That was loud. Thank you to absolutely everyone for watching. It really helped this tournament be as amazing as it was. Of course, GG's to everyone who played, and GG's to Pittsburgh for taking home the big dub. Also, make sure to check out the UW official esports Twitter, where there will be any updates for anything coming in the future, be it from the CS team, for any other teams, or for possible future tournaments. Anyway, I hope you'll have an amazing day. Oh,
I was going to say, that's at Esports UW, by the way, the Twitter, if you were wondering.
I would have guessed it was UW Esports, so thank you for fixing that, or else I would have gone to the wrong way. But yeah, sincerely from all of us here at WCCS, thank you. Have an amazing day, and we will see you next time.
since 1636. We have answered the call. The times have changed, but our commitment to Wisconsin remains the same. Find out how you can serve in your local community today.
A couple words won't hurt. So what you doing downtown? You tell me how you've been, and now my head won't slow down. I shouldn't stay, but can't help but wonder. I hate the way that you pull me under. I know I've made mistakes, but this could be my downfall. You could be my downfall.
Didn't mean to stare, couldn't help but notice. A part of me still cares, but it's over and you know this. I shouldn't feel this way, you're fucking with my head now. Can't help but wonder. I hate the way that you pull me under. I know I've made mistakes, but this could be my downfall. You can be my downfall. You can be my downfall. Don't try to tell me this is nothing. Say it with your hands on my face. Don't try to tell me this is nothing. I can count the reasons with my eyes closed. Calling out your name. I find the reason with my eyes closed. You can be my downfall.
one.